Hello, beautiful people. Hey, look, before I start this session, I have a big announcement to make. And, the documentary that's been in the works for a long time about my son Eric's life, it's almost finished. But in order to get to that finish line, the director producer Paula Marino needs some help. So she needs funds to cover all the professional fees that will be involved to bring the story to the screen, like a professional story editor, a music composer, a sound mixer, an illustrator, animator, etc., etc. Now, Paula created a crowdfunding page where you can donate whatever you feel comfortable donating. You can also donate by purchasing a 30-minute session with one of our mediums, or by purchasing an item from the Erik merchandise store, like the one I'm wearing. Saving the world one prank at a time. It's an embroidered image, so it's really nice. So anyway, go visit channelingericdoc.com and take a look at it. This project is very near and dear to my heart. And one of my greatest wishes is to get the story out to more people so we can help more people. And I want you to go and see the trailer that's on the channelingericdoc.com. It's so moving. It's so powerful. It was my first reaction. It was a gut punch. Um, but it says it all. So look at the trailer and let me know what you think. Thank you, guys. Howdy, folks. How are you doing? Courtney, you're looking a lot better.
Well, a lot better today. So still on the
Awesome.
mend, but getting there. So
Good. We've got the wonderful Courtney Dillon here. Of course, as you know, you guys recognize her by now. Her information is in the description box, and of course, it will also be on the screen. And we have my lovely boy. Hi, Erik. I love you.
I love you, Mom.
He's on the other side of the computer screen, but he's on the other side of the veil as well. We are going to channel somebody who I've never heard of. Sorry. Name Sukhir Balaji. He was the former researcher at OpenAI. He was found dead inside of his California apartment on the November 26, 2024. Not very long ago.
No.
God, his mom said it took the medical examiner 40 seconds from the time they arrived at the scene to declare it suicide. I don't think it should be that. His parents said Sukhir or Sukhir, SUCHIR, had no history of mental illness and no suicide note was found. He had in recent months become a whistleblower against OpenAI, speaking publicly about the company's practices and questioning whether or not they were legal in an interview with the New York Times in October. Balaji said OpenAI had violated copyright laws and products like Chat GPT were damaging the internet.
Mm.
So you ready
Okay,
for
I'm going to
questions?
ask Erik to bring him in. Just give me a
Oh, okay,
moment.
good. Yeah, that might help.
Okay, he's here. He's here.
What the energy you got? What does it look
He
like?
he actually, like, I know this is recent, but he has a big he has a lot to say. He's kind of like all over the place, a little bit like
Hyper?
hyper. Yeah, that's the right word. But he has a smile on his face and he's happy to be here because I mean, I think he has things to say today.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Okay.
He says, "Thank you for having me. Thank you for having me."
You're welcome. You need a voice right now, and your mom does too. Needs you to have a voice. And I'm sure the rest of your family. Were
He
you
feels
whistle?
very heartbroken for his parents.
Yeah.
I think he has siblings too. I don't, yes, it looks like he has siblings, but his family is in deep pain and grief, and he's
So
feeling
fresh.
very heartbroken for his parents right now.
Yeah.
He says he didn't do it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we're going to find out more details. These are wonderful questions from our great community. Mr. Balaji, I was just thinking, I don't know how do you pronounce the first name. Were you whistleblowing for the infringement of copyright law, or there was perhaps more unethical things going on in the company that you knew about?
Both. He responds very clearly, both. He was talking publicly. He was beginning to talk publicly about the copyright infringement law and his belief that there are multiple violations happening at the company that he was previously employed with. He also knew insider information, and he wants to keep those in his family safe around him. So he may not say everything that he knew, but he did know lots of laws being violated. And it looks also, he's showing me like a file folder, like a, like a manila folder, and he opens it up and he shows me like a stack of documents. Like I believe he was like photocopying or keeping records of some type of laws being broken within the company.
Okay, wow. So are these all copyright infringement laws, or were they beyond also some
beyond? It's beyond.
Were most of them copyright, or were most of them non-copyright infringement? And go ahead, sorry.
Were most copyright or non-copyright? Okay, the copyright, he shows me the iceberg, and he says it's the copyright. What he was talking about was the tip of the iceberg. Okay. And he felt a great moral responsibility to warn people in the United States and abroad about the laws and personal, what his viewpoint is, the personal rights that are being violated, people's personal rights being violated. And so he was making an effort to speak out and give information, and was unfortunately,
stopped in his tracks.
Yes.
So
as a result.
Were these rights more concerning privacy rights or something else?
Mostly privacy, but there's other aspects that he was trying to uncover. He was like, he was doing work, it looks like. I mean, he has this file folder he shows me. Yeah. Now, again, that could be a symbol, but I feel it's literal in this case, actually. Yeah. And he shows me he was building a case. So he was taking his time to build a case against the company he was working for. And more, he was planning on telling, the public more information as time went on.
Who else knew about the fact that you were trying to uncover some dirt? You don't have to name names, just make it known.
He shows me people. He's so brilliant. He kept a lot to himself, but he shows me people within the company know what is going on. There are people within the company that know what is going on. In terms of who he shared this information with, he has a close-knit group of friends around the place he lived in, California, I think. He has a close-knit group of friends, and he shows me a couple of like younger males about his age who know about this, but they don't know the extent. He was building a case, it looks like.
So these two young males knew he was building a case. Did they have anything to do with your demise?
No, they were his friends.
They were true friends.
True friends, yes.
Somebody in the company? Or hired by the company?
In the company or hired by the company. He says he believes hired by the company.
Okay, OpenAI is currently working on an AI model which aims to behave like an actual human. Could it be that the model gained some consciousness, and when the humans tried to shut down the system, AI tried to make its own backup on some of the machine outside the working environment?
He doesn't like this question. He does not like this question. He does not like this question. He says, no, that's not the issue. He wants to protect me and you, but he's going to speak freely. They killed me because of the case I was building against them.
Nothing to
That's
do with now. All of a sudden, this robot was trying to save its own life by creating a backup.
no,
No, it's not true, right?
no
Okay.
validity, no validity.
Were you, that sounds like something you would say. Were you aware of the risks you were taking when you decided to come forward as a whistleblower?
He says, he kind of shrugs like this, like, yes, but he didn't think he was going to be killed. I mean, it's been a shock to him. He was truly shocked that this happened to him. He
Tell me
had
about, tell me about what happened. Somebody came in, obviously, maybe more than one
he can
person.
hear a rattling on the door. It feels like it's evening time. It's dark outside. He can hear this rattling on the door, and he must have some type of pet too. It looks like his animal, I think it's a dog,
Okay.
is reacting. Is it a dog or a cat? I can't tell. He has a pet,
Okay.
and I think his pet's reacting. He feels like somebody's trying to break in, but he doesn't quite understand that it says it's happening so fast.
Yeah.
Somebody breaks in and they, come over to him and they don't say anything. They just take him out. He said they take him out really quick
With a gun?
with a gun. Yeah, with like
So
a
when they
handgun.
wrapped it there.
There's a silencer on it though.
Oh,
There's a silencer on the gun. Like there's a
okay. So
something on the gun.
they probably took the silencer off because otherwise it would look like a hit job, and then maybe put his hand around the weapon or put his fingerprints around the weapon.
Yes,
Or even fired it so he'd get gunpowder.
they
Oh, maybe
tried.
assassin.
He's saying they didn't do a very good job. That's the
Oh,
thing that's surprising to him here is that there's collusion happening
yeah.
because he doesn't believe that the person, the man who killed him did a very good job at covering this up. He says the evidence is clear that this is not me. And he's also saying that he was mentally happy. He was fine. He was ready to create. I mean, he had actually these huge plans for his life. I mean, this is totally like not, nothing he was expecting.
The person that broke into the apartment, did you know them? Have you
No,
ever seen them at all?
no, never.
What
But
did
he
the
did have, oh, this is interesting. He did have suspicions over the past 8 weeks prior to this happening in November, right? Yeah. 8 week period where he felt like he was being trailed or followed.
Mm.
And he felt that he didn't think this was going to happen, but he was worried for his safety and his family. He's worried for his family. He's very, very close with his family.
Oh, it seems like it. Did you feel any pain when you were shot?
No, but he felt confusion. He's showing me it was just unbelievable to him. He's young. He came in the world to do something important, and it's like,
Yeah.
bam,
Left
I'm
him.
gone. Yeah. I
How
mean,
many bullets were discharged from the gun? I was trying to think of whether they wanted powder burn, so maybe
he's saying only one. He's
only
saying
one.
only
Okay.
one. Mhm,
Yeah, I
mhm.
get that too. Um, when did you realize you were gonna die?
Right away. Right away. He says when he heard, I can hear the rattling, and it's the rattling, like them breaking in. And he, was startled, but he felt something in his stomach, like he
But that
just,
was it.
yes.
Was it an exit point for you or a spiritual contract?
Uh, he is believing these concepts, yes, to be true, but he also, uh, you know, he wants his family to understand that this is not a choice that he made. They know.
Yeah.
They 100% know. There's no doubt in their mind that he did this to himself. That's the thing. He just wants to
Yeah. No
confirm.
way.
No
So
way.
did will the guilty party ever be found and convicted?
He's saying there's a lot of cover up right away. And so will they find, I'm just gonna ask the guides, because he doesn't seem to know right now.
Okay.
So give me a second, let me ask Eric what
Maybe
the
Eric will look
time,
into the future. And
yeah, let's ask Eric the timeline.
he hadn't been there for very long, so.
Well, Eric's showing me that they're really trying to cover it up. It's gonna be a similar situation that we saw with, like, I mean, completely different personality.
Yeah, of
Like, this
course.
guy's a really good guy, but, like, something like Jeffrey Epstein situation.
Right. Right.
Everybody seems to know that,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I mean, this is the same, they're really gonna be sweeping it under the rug.
Yeah.
Because they want to get this new technology through and passed, and they don't want any, like, anybody stopping it.
Okay. Did the
The government also is in cahoots, like
yeah, that's what the two next questions. Does Sam Altman, the founder of Chat GPT, have anything to do with your death? And was the government or the police involved in your death?
He's saying the founder of Chat GPT is not directly aware of, he's not, like, he did not plan his death or directly aware of it. I mean, he's aware, but he didn't plan it.
Okay.
The police, he says there's a collusion happening. So
Yeah,
yes,
it's gotta be. They said, oh, suicide right away without really
and they didn't. He says he shows me, like, they just kind of, like, did everything very cursory and quickly. It wasn't like they took time to really investigate. It was just ruled suicide after about 5 minutes, he's saying. I mean, he was astounded.
Yeah.
He's watching the whole thing.
What was it? Did you hang around on the earthly plane for a while to comfort your family and all that, or did you cross over right away?
Did he hang around? He shows me hanging around, like, his mother and father in particular, because he feels very worried about his family, and he feels very close with his parents. Like, he's very close.
Yeah,
They have a very sweet relationship, particularly with his mother. He says he's a mama's boy.
Oh. What was it? Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
But he wants to confirm that he has crossed over, that he has gone to the other side, and realizes the larger purpose for this event. He hopes that it will wake people up to what is happening, and he hopes that others in the company that he was working for step forward, that have the courage to step forward eventually, because he feels that there are honestly a lot that he disagrees with that's happening right now.
Yeah. Well, one thing I don't understand is I see why the government would be involved, but they probably forced the police to collude with them, right? I mean, yeah.
Is that accurate? He shakes his head. Yes, he believes that that's true.
Okay, so why would the government not want certain things about privacy, copyright infringement, all that be uncovered? What's it?
The reason I'm smiling is because he said, because what I am telling people is true. Because what he is telling people is true. So the reason the government, this implicates the United States government. And so they do not want they don't want this to be looked at. They want free reign. They want this technology to be,
so they don't care about infringing on copyrights or privacy. They want
absolutely not. No.
Oh, I see. What branch was it? Congress, CIA, FBI, more than
he said that before you were going through the list, he said FBI. He believes FBI.
Okay, all right, that's terrible. Did Biden know about this?
Does Biden know about this? He does not believe that
administration didn't know.
No,
Okay.
He does not believe that. No.
Interesting. Oh, do you think Trump will open up an investigation on your death, Mr. Balaji?
Do you believe Trump will open? Unfortunately, he does not believe that at the moment.
What about you, Eric? Do you see that happening? He's got a lot of shit to do.
Eric says he just it's Eric shows me it's like down at the bottom of the pile. It may come up eventually, but it's not like on the forefront.
Okay. Hope so.
But I feel like they need to.
Patel may be able to, yeah.
yeah, I'm like, oh my God, I'm seeing this whole thing and I'm like, oh gosh, they need to
Okay,
investigate it.
interesting. Chat GPT doesn't provide any information on Sukhir Balaji. What are they trying to hide something?
He believes so. Yes. Yes. They want him erased, he says. They want him erased. He shows me like an eraser. He's just going through and erasing. They want him to erase it.
Well, we're not going to
People
let
are,
that happen. This
no,
is
he doesn't.
going to stick around for a long time. Hmm. What
He's saying
initially
he's sorry though to his parents because
such
it,
pain?
they're not, they're having such a hard time and he just feels so terrible.
So recent, and I know exactly how that is. Unfortunately, it's a terrible, terrible club to be a part of, really. You know. What initially? Well, before I keep forgetting. What's your afterlife like? What was your crossing over like? Was it like a white line, a
I'm
tunnel?
smiling because he shows me his grandmother right away.
Oh, so
So
oh,
she met him. There's he's very close to his family. Like he really,
yeah,
really
sounds like it.
loves his family. And so how was your crossing over? Was there a white light? What did you he says it's like peaceful. It's just for him it just felt seamless. You're one
Okay,
place and then you're another
like
place.
walking into a new room.
Basically he shows me it's like a little bit like you see light, but for him it wasn't that way. It wasn't like this long experience. It was
Yeah.
just like, here I am on the other
So
side.
eventually you're going to have to start thinking about what
He's
kind of work you
calling
want.
him, he doesn't use this term and he didn't use this term on earth, but he says he realizes that he is a light worker.
Oh, wow. So of course you've got some time here, but eventually you'll probably start trying to figure out what work you want to do from that side to help either on
Yes,
that
but
side
he
or this
wants
side.
to come back. He wants to come
Oh,
back.
oh, good.
That's he's very clear. He really wants to, he likes to, this is really interesting work for him. He's been a scientist in other lifetimes, very prominent scientist in other lifetimes, and this is personal to him.
Yeah,
For some reason, this is personal to him. So this work and shaping it for the future of the world is something that he wants to be involved with from the other side right now, but eventually coming
yeah.
back. I mean, he really would like to incarnate quickly,
Do
which
you think
they
you're
don't
gonna
always say.
reincarnate into the family again? Like
He
that
hopes
baby for
so.
your sibling?
He,
Okay.
he hopes so. Yes.
So what is your afterlife looking? What does heaven look like to you? Forest, beaches,
He's
a
smiling because he
lab.
shows me a lot of computers. And I was like, really?
Oh,
But that makes him so happy, you
yeah, of
know?
course.
I mean, it's his like dream, and he says you can he's library too. He's got
Oh,
lots of
wow.
books. He loves to read and study.
That's awesome.
He just speaks a different language,
Yeah.
you know. He really does. He speaks a different language
Were you
than,
a
the average
famous
person.
Were you a famous scientist like Einstein or somebody like that ever?
He
Somebody the
says
general public would know, okay?
some no, nobody the general public would
Okay.
know. No, no. But he was he says he has done lots of lifetimes with the sciences.
Okay. What initially inspired you to work at OpenAI, and what were your hopes for the field of artificial intelligence?
For most people, first of all, he has a brain that communicates differently. You
Oh,
know, he understands the inner workings of AI and computers in a way that I don't think you or I probably understand. I mean, to be honest,
no,
I would agree with that.
definitely not. Yeah.
He's saying he just from a young age felt drawn to this world, like the inner workings and understanding how this works and how it has the potential to shape the world and humankind. And it
Yeah.
was very, very fascinating to him. He even shows me, 10, 11, 12 years old, this interest coming in very, very strongly. So it's just as like natural. Like he just kind of came in wanting to know this and wanting to study and learn. And unfortunately, it went very, very wrong for
Yeah.
him.
Were you on the spectrum?
He shakes his head yes, actually, which is
Asperger's?
um you know, it's interesting. He says he was never like had a test or anything like that, but his brain communicates differently. He communicates differently. And so he would agree that there are some differences in his brain.
Were you very social?
He has friends.
Yeah, of
He
course.
has friends. Yeah.
All right, now that you're on the other side, what are your hopes for the field of artificial intelligence?
Um, he says he wants to speak plainly that there is an opportunity for, I mean, this needs to be changed. What he was speaking out about, he's very concerned. I mean, this is like a huge, huge concern for him. And so he's feels that this is the way forward, that this is the path forward for the world, that this is already changing the world, but it needs to be used, it needs to be put in ethically. He shows me it's in the wrong hands right now. And that is a big risk for humankind.
We need maybe governmental oversight? But you never know
Well, if the
Trump
government
wins.
is involved, yeah, if the government
Yeah.
is involved. Yeah.
Okay. Is
And
AI
that would be a
already
start, he says, a start.
okay? Is AI already sentient? And could it be considered part of humanity eventually?
He does not prescribe to these arguments necessarily. Could
Okay.
it be considered part of humanity? He says no, no, ultimately no,
Okay.
because AI, the technology of AI does not have what some refer to as a soul.
Yeah. Okay. Will we be able to put a soul inside a robot at all?
He hopes not.
Oh God. All right. Now that you're on the other side, what was your life purpose and how specifically are you accomplishing it? Oh,
I
you probably didn't get a
believe,
chance, right?
did he accomplish his life's purpose?
Oh,
He says not all the way. He came in to usher in innovation in thinking and technology. So
wow.
that was it. That was the purpose.
Okay.
But he unfortunately found out that there was a great deal of corruption where he was working, and you know,
Too
he
bad.
says one thing led to another.
Well, what do you think about Sam Altman? Is he crooked or is he above board? Is he corrupt?
Is he
If
corrupt?
you don't want to answer that, that's fine.
He's there's hesitation. He's like,
Okay, well, then we know
yeah,
the answer. Okay, fine.
yeah.
What is the most dangerous thing AI will secretly be involved in?
Oh,
Wow, it could be so
he says,
one.
weapons.
Weapons, I knew it, yeah.
Yeah, he shows me, like nuclear technologies,
Yeah.
weapons, and weapons of destruction. Ugh, that's scary. I don't like that.
Will AI find the cure for all cancers, you think, ever?
Will AI find the
Maybe
cure
something.
for all cancers? He's hopeful that AI in the right hands can aid and assist in the. He thinks there is cure for cancer. Number one,
Oh, yeah.
already, but number two,
Ooh.
he thinks that it can assist in
Okay.
bringing
And
cures to the
especially in diagnosis. You can have
Correct.
little bots that you
Yeah,
can
he's
check
showing me
maybe.
there's
Cool stuff.
so much technology that can pick up on cancer in the body. Mhm.
Speaking of World War III, two members of my family were in a very bad fight. It's all fine now, but anyway, it got inverted. So this is what I sent the person.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
It's fun. I love that. Okay. Will AI end up taking over jobs? Okay. Now I remember that this is a disruptive technology, just like cars were a disruptive technology, and the horse and buggy people went all into arms and all that stuff. But you do need people to make the tires and to get the rubber from Malaysia and to, so there's more jobs. I mean, there are jobs that are
He's saying
necessary in the creation
it's
of that.
not it's not that they're going to take AI isn't going to take over every job. That's like a misperception,
Yeah, I
but
agree.
it will just be different types of jobs,
Right, right. Like you
different
won't need
types of jobs.
too many whip makers or,
Exactly.
carriage makers. You need, coders and all that stuff. Can we use
Correct.
AI to contact the other side in any way at all? Or will we ever be able to?
But I'm laughing because he made a little joke and he said, "No, we use mediums for that." So,
Oh, yeah,
uh,
we don't want to get you out of a job just because of AI.
I
Oh,
know. I'm like, I don't know.
no way.
He's saying he does not think so. No.
Okay. Do high-ranking officials use AI or would use AI in the future? Of course, everybody
Do
does, right?
high-ranking officials use AI? Eric says yes. So Eric's answering that question.
Yeah,
Yes.
there's AI everywhere. We already use it. Siri, is that an example? Alexa? Uh-oh.
He says yes. That's an example. That's an example.
What are the three top positive outcomes from AI that you see, Mr. Balaji? I like saying your
Um,
name, Balaji. It's
he
pretty.
says innovations in technology, innovations in human health, and innovations in science.
What about communication? Is that part of technology?
He would lump that with technology,
I
yes.
figured. Okay.
Mhm.
How will AI be used by the elites, or will they? Let's say.
It
Will
already
the
is, he
elites,
says.
huh?
It already is.
How will AI be used by the elites to control, manipulate, and or deceive the masses? And can you give us a sign to look for to recognize when it happens? How will we know what happens?
He says this topic is vast and complicated. What he can say is that certainly his death was uh, not an accident, or not, he did not take his own life. It was, and how will we know the elites are using, he believes that they are. It's important that we speak up when we see something wrong, as he was trying to do.
What does it look like? Something wrong?
He's showing me people within the company that have this information, like they know people within the company know there's you know the practices within the company, that it's violating copyright laws,
Yeah.
but there's other things happening. There's other very bad things happening, and they need to step forward. That's what he's, people with courage and integrity, really.
Well, how will we know? I mean, how will they control and manipulate us? What does that look
He
like?
says they will not if you don't allow them
No,
to.
but they are now. So how are they doing that? Is it are they doing insider trading with using AI? Or are they doing propaganda using AI or filtering using AI to keep us from knowing the truth? Anything like that? All of the above?
He says a bit of all of it, but we have to be awake and bring awareness to our lives and what we're doing, and not allow, we just have to be aware. We just have to
Yeah.
be aware.
Okay, my eldest daughter Christina has an excellent idea that is applicable to AI. Eric, she's going to get it patented. What do you think about that idea? Or maybe
Uh,
Mr. Balaji knows. I can't say.
he doesn't want to speak about it, but Eric will.
Okay.
What do you think about Christina's idea? He says it's a good one. It's a good one.
Okay.
There's a lot of ideas happening in your family right now,
I
and
know. It's
they're all
crazy.
of them are coming from
But
him.
that doesn't
Like
mean
he's
we're all gonna die in a big fire. Just like get her done before we burn.
No, that's just not what it means. But he
Oh,
says, yeah, he thinks it's a good idea.
okay. Well, I think it's the age of Aquarius, so things have just changed everywhere, and including our family and other families too. From your perspective on the other side, can you tell us if AI is going to become autonomous and go against the human race? That is everybody's fear. If it is, how do we as a collective stop it from happening?
Well,
Terminator.
that's not what he's most worried about. Actually, no. he says there is possibility, but that's not what he spends his time on. He was really trying to talk about the violation of personal rights and freedoms through this technology. That's what he was focusing on.
Okay, that's the
Yes. So
right,
no.
well, because nothing a computer virus couldn't handle. You better just you make me get out the malware computer, a malware. What advice would you give to those who are continuing to fight for transparency and ethical practices in AI? Clearly, do it. Keep on keeping
What
on.
advice?
Yeah.
That he hopes that they continue the fight and his work because it was very important to him. Yeah.
Do you think making AI part of our everyday lives or in general, is it a bad idea or a good idea in general? Like we have the computers, the internet age, but you have bad actors, hackers and
Is
cyber.
it good in general? He says
In general.
in general, it's good. And he's also saying like kind of shrugs and he says, well, it's already happening or happened. I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah,
we're
right.
not, we don't, but we have to be careful. Be
Yeah.
careful.
Yeah. About the ethics. If you could convey one message to OpenAI or other AI organizations to today, what would it be? What a great question. Gosh.
One message to open AI.
You can tell we're wrapping it
He
up.
says he knows he wants to say to them that he knows what they're doing.
Ooh.
Mm.
Okay. How do you view humanity's progress in AI and technology now that you have a broader perspective? How are we doing?
Mm.
Beside the unethical part.
But that's a huge part
Oh yeah,
in
that's
his
right. What do we
opinion,
do? Yeah,
right?
of course.
How are we doing with it? He worries. He worries.
Yeah.
He worries that it's in the wrong hands. This technology is in the wrong hands, and that it needs to be more regulated. It needs to all of the points that he was making
Yeah.
about copyright infringement need to be addressed.
So doesn't the administration have somebody in charge of AI now? I don't know who, but they do have one, right?
He
Will they
believes
be,
so.
will they be
Yes.
good or bad? I mean, they could be just as corrupt.
Will they be good or bad? He doesn't know. He says verdict is still out.
Okay. What wisdom or guidance do you want to share with the world at this time? Be transparent.
What wisdom or guidance?
Be wary.
He's saying for those who are doing this work, for them to be careful because I mean, it's just like a personal warning. He's saying to be careful. Yeah,
Wow.
be
Okay.
careful. And
Gosh,
he knows what they're doing. He knows what they're doing.
I just don't know what that is. What message would you leave for future generations, particularly those involving in shaping the future of artificial intelligence?
That this is important technology, but it needs to be used responsibly.
Yeah. What do you think the most powerful AI thing is going to be? Like something in medicine, something in like space exploration. I don't know. Just there's so many possibilities.
He doesn't have a clear answer. He shows me it's across the board. There's
Yeah.
innovations using AI across the board that it will affect every sector, every
Yeah, flying
technology,
cars.
everything we think of and know
Yeah.
we can use it. I mean, it's truly
Yeah.
kind of
It's going to be
remarkable.
everywhere. I think it's a good thing, really. What do you want people to remember most about your life and work? And I have one more question after that. Unless you want to say something.
Oh. He says he tried,
Oh,
that he tried to fulfill his mission in life, that he tried to do the right thing. He's still
yeah.
trying to do the right thing.
Yeah, I'm so
And
sorry.
and he's not this is not what he wanted. This is not what he
Hmm.
expected or wanted.
Nobody, well, nobody good wanted
They
that.
need
Nobody
to,
made it
and
go
they
down.
need his family is doing this, but they need to look under. He's showing me a car, but like, it's
Be
a
careful.
symbol. They need to sort of look under the hood and they will find out who did, they will get more information here.
It's going to be found probably emails, texts, phone records. You can't scrub it forever. You can't. There's certain things
Yeah.
you just could never erase. And the police department phone records and chats and oh God, could be anywhere. What do you want people to remember most about your life and your work? Aside that you tried, of course. Oh no, that wasn't that question. Never
But
mind.
he does say that he was a caring individual, that he
Oh,
loved his family,
yeah, I
and that
know.
he worked hard to um, bring this technology into form.
Wow. Last, how can we honor your legacy in ways that align with your values?
He says he wants everybody to keep their eyes open to what is happening and to fight back.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you so much, Mr. Balaji. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Says thank you. He
Checks are
says thank
out.
you for having me.
Amazing. I'm glad you're feeling better, but you still have a ways to go, Courtney. Everybody send her love and light, love and living life, healing
Thank
life.
you. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Abracadabra.
Yeah.
Thank you. And Eric, I love you
Thank
too.
you.
Thank you,
He
Mr.
says-
Balaji. You're just such an amazing soul. Such a brilliant
I agree
mind.
with that. He's really interesting.
Yeah.
But so thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
Bye.
Bye-bye.